Well, turning stateside now, U.S. President Joe Biden delivered an address from the Oval Office last night to explain his departure from the presidential race.
Yeah, this was our first time hearing from him on this. Let's bring in CTV National's Scott Hurst with a breakdown. So, good morning, Scott. What did Joe Biden have to say as to why he is stepping aside in this race?
Good morning, guys. All told, it was just 11 minutes, a rare speech from the Oval Office for the U.S. president, and one he obviously never wanted to give, brushing off calls over the last couple weeks to step aside. But since that bombshell announcement on Sunday that he won't seek re-election, changing his tune. Biden reluctantly agreeing to pass the torch, saying, quote, nothing can come in the way of saving democracy, not even personal ambition, and that it's time for a new generation, fresh voices and younger voices, of course, referring to his Vice President Kamala Harris, whom he's tapped as his successor. Here's more from Joe Biden speaking to the U.S. voters from the Oval Office.
I believe my record as president, my leadership in the world, my vision for America's future, all merited a second term. But nothing can come in the way of saving our democracy. That includes personal ambition. So I've decided the best way forward is to pass the torch to a new generation. That's the best way to unite our nation. You know, there is a time and a place for long years of experience in public life. There's also a time and a place for new voices, fresh voices, yes, younger voices. And that time and place is now.
Courtney and Jen, as you might expect, Republicans were quick to pounce on the speech, including Republican nominee Donald Trump trashing Joe Biden on social media, but also clearly seeing Kamala Harris now as the more direct threat. Republicans unleashing a barrage of new attacks against the new presumptive nominee, quickly branding her as more radical than Joe Biden.
Yeah, we certainly heard some harsh words coming from Trump. But Scott, what are Biden's next steps, and will he play a big role in this campaign now?
First and foremost, he's brushing off Republican calls to step aside right away. They've been saying if he can't seek the office again, he shouldn't continue in the office. But he laid out quite an ambitious next 6 months ahead. Of course, his last 6 months in the Oval Office in the White House, including continuing to protect the right to choose, of course, referring to the ongoing debate over abortion south of the border, defending NATO, and also calling for Supreme Court reform. Biden will campaign for Kamala Harris, but I guess at this point it's up to Kamala Harris and her campaign as to how much they want him or how much they want her to carve out her own path, guys.
All right, CTV National Scott Hurst reporting live on this story that we're following. Scott, thank you. We'll check in again soon.
Thanks a lot.